Shalom, everyone, and welcome to the 38th episode of Africa Logistical Agency. I'm with your host, Brother Mike. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, brother Garth. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Another day. Um, you
Hey,
know,
we should be. Hey, just be thankful, bro.
yep. That's all you
Just be
can be.
thankful. hmm Every day, and and that's how it should be. And I'm quite sure with some other brothers and sisters, it's not that. That's not the case due to some type of sickness or stress, family problems. It's not always that case with them, but at the same time, we pray for our brothers and sisters that may be going through some difficult times, you know. But I wanted to speak about there's been a lot of brothers and sisters speaking on why they left Tanzania or Ghana, South Africa, or just Africa, period, because they had a bad experience. And one thing I found that the majority of them have in common, they always complain about the corruption. I found that the majority. I'm sorry, say it again.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was just me playing this live in the background because for a minute
All right.
I was because I couldn't see the view count and see if anyone was viewing it, so I was just checking on my phone. But go ahead. Sorry, Brother Mike.
All righty. And so I seen brothers and they say they left because of the corruption. Um, as long as Satan is and this is his system, as long as this is his system, he's in control. You're going to have corruption. You may come to Africa and you realize it's corruption. It's corruption right back where you came from. And I think that's one of the things we gonna have to understand it and realize it. And it's as if it's not that we do not realize it. We just find something to complain about because we may have had a bad experience. You can come to Africa, have a bad experience, and you go back to the United States. You still go run into the same corruption. The only thing about it is you're used to that particular type of corruption. You come to Africa, and we put these brothers and sisters up under a microscope as to their type of corruption. Corruption is corruption, no matter who it is. And so, coming to Africa and trying to do business or just moving to Africa, it's just take it one step at a time. And that's the way it should be. Take one step at a time. You're going to have corruption, and it's going to be that way. Yeah, some individuals go look at you like as a wallet. I mean, it is what it is. That's what they're going to do. They're going to look at you as if you're a wallet. But we, and what Question Unite Africa is doing, we're taking a whole lot of bumps and bruises. That's what we're doing. In order to formulate these relationships with our brothers and sisters, we know about the corruption, but yet we press on. Yes, it gets stressful. It does. It gets very stressful at times, but we got to press on. You're going against a system that was literally built to hinder or even to halt your efforts. So we should not be fooling ourselves to believe that everything will be milk and honey for us, and all, coming back into this continent all nations won't, so they can feed their nation, or yeah, feed their nation, and so that they can have the label world power. That's what they're looking at. So we're gonna have to work through all of the corruption. These are the things that we putting ourselves in front of. But to complain and say this is the reason why I left, there was too much corruption. No, to each his own. If that's how you want to,
As if America isn't corrupt.
yeah, that's what I'm looking at. Tell me any place on this planet that's not corrupt, because it's all Satan's system, and and I think that's one of the viewpoints they gonna have to take into consideration, is that you're living in Satan's system. There is no place, there is no safe place. And we continue to fool ourselves to think or believe that there is a safe place. And it's not. You always will be in danger. Whether you're a Yahudim or not, you are in danger. The only thing that we can do is make the best of our situation. That's all we can do as a family and things of that nature.
To
I
be
mean,
circumspect
mhm,
and to, you know, the Most High gives us uh, proverbs and gives us things and advice to be able to calculate risk. Basically, you do something, this is the result of what you're doing. I mean, it's always the truth and always true. I mean, it may not always come in the physical right away, but the things we do and the way we behave, it it produces outcomes that can be predictable if we are, following the scriptures and, being circumspect. So, I mean, I find that to
mhm,
be true. So it's all about pretty much your decorum and how you also take what and they also say that, you know, the wise shall be uh, prudent in heart, but sweetness adds learning to the lips, meaning you may have a lot of knowledge, but how you come off and how you speak to others will infinitely give you more knowledge or more favor or more access. So all those
mm,
things are to take into, you know, consideration because we are like you're saying, we're going to always be in places that are dark, but we're supposed to be the light and how we, you know, how we behave and how we use our words and how we try and how we move about affects our outcomes because that also brings us favor whether the most high wants us to or not or opens that door he could do that. So all of that
mhm,
is all that you have to take into realization when dealing or moving around, and especially in somewhere you are not born in or you don't know the culture. I mean, just following the scriptures and just doing what the Most High tells us to do, you'll always be in a better position than what you are just doing it your own way. That's how I think
mhm.
about the matter.
And and that's what gotta. The complaints of a lot of brothers and sisters is that, and majority of them they moved on their own, and it wasn't as easy as they thought. And it's not going to be easy, especially um, If you are an Israelite, it's not going to be easy. The demons know exactly who you are when you step foot on this continent. They go the demons. They're going to give you that welcome. They're going to bring in the greedy people who will laugh in your face, shake your hand, be polite, and if they can get a chance, hey, they'll rob you if possible. It happens. The same thing happened in the United States, South America, in the UK. So, well, why do we deem it a necessity to voice our dissatisfaction when we come to the continent or any place in Africa? Now, if you're saying you're a believer, believe in the Most High that things are going to get better. I mean, my thing is this: do not be giving the brothers and sisters an illusion that, hey, you come to Africa, you can do this, you can live by the ocean, as if your life is going to be peaches and creams. We don't sell that dream. I'm not even trying to entertain that type of dream. You know, I'm sorry. Go ahead, bro.
Oh no, I'm sorry, but what Zenobia is saying is absolutely weird and ironic because that happened to me the other day. Um, there was a Jehovah's Witness that came. I remember telling that story that he came my to my door, and I just gave him scriptures about our condition and just prophecy. And it's funny that she's bringing that up because that literally just happened to me last week. But I'm sorry, go
Mm,
ahead. Yep.
no, I mean, um, and then, and you probably moved to another spot on the continent, and things probably worked out a little bit better. And it's going to be a little bit. It's not going to be a lot. But if something, a miscalculation of something or event, what are you going to do? You go say, "Oh, this place is full of corruption." Then you go to another place. You go find corruption on this planet. But my encouragement to the brothers and sisters, you're going to have corruption on this continent of where your forefathers are from. I mean, and I think that's something we just need to get used to because voicing your opinion, and it seems like that when they get on YouTube and they voice their opinion and things of that nature, they get a lot of views because that's what they want you to do. They want you to go there. Oh, this here and that there and this there. You don't find a whole lot of Gentiles saying that about Africa, but you find a lot of us saying it more so than them. Now, that's a fact. We will sit up here and talk about all of the corruption. Oh, they need to get rid of this person. They need to get rid of They need to get rid of people in the United States just as much. We're not here to circumvent the political arena. The Most High did not send us here. Did not send us here to do that. He didn't send nobody here to do that. And I seriously believe that's going to be something that He will do, that He will take care of. And outside of that, if we come to this continent, we came here to live and draw close to our brothers and sisters and work side by side. That's it. And at the same time, you still must maintain your shrewdness. Even if you come here, I mean, if you feel that a brother or sister is rubbing you the wrong way, hey, take your leave, break camp. That's what you should do. But you know, it's an it can be quite discouraging to hear some of the things that so many brothers and sisters go through, and I understand that. But don't let us be the people in the forefront, and we are pushing out discouragement to everybody else when when there is um, wickedness all around us.
Yeah, we can't be giving false reports like the
Well, I mean, not
like
necessarily saying they give a false report. I mean, they
yeah,
could be, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, but yeah, I understand. I mean, I was just gonna say that they said the land wasn't good, and you know it was full of well, they said it was they said you know that, and that's a good thing because brother Mike, they said that the land was full of giants. That was correct, but they said that the land isn't good. That's where they were
Hmm.
wrong. So that's you're right. You could be telling the truth, but it matters how you tell the truth, and there could be good things and also bad things, but you just have to be truthful in your assessment, and I guess that's what we're talking about.
Yeah,
Giving
I mean, like Cynthia Jones said,
Kathy
she look at it. I mean, Kathy.
is all
Uh,
make sure.
she's right. The whites are always on YouTube telling their brothers and sisters, hey, to come to Africa. I mean, man, please. They show them the beauty of Africa. We're the only ones to get up there and say, "Oh, it's too much corruption."
Yep.
We need to get away from that. Truthfully, we need to get away from that. I mean, we saying that um, we don't want no parts of Babylon, but yet and still, you got a layer of dirt that's still upon you that came from Babylon. If you're going to rid yourself of it, rid yourself of it completely. Be real with yourself. There's corruption no matter where you go, and you may live in a nice neighborhood. It's still gonna be corruption somewhere down the line, and your life may be a very nice life. You still will have corruption, but do not. I mean, this is my encouragement. Do not hinder your brothers and sisters with that unfruitful talk. And I say unfruitful because when you got Gentiles that looks for the best out of Africa, why in the world we can't do the same thing? Everybody knows. Even if you want the best out of it, you got to be on point. You still got to be watchful. You got to keep your head on a swivel just as much as you got to do in the United States. This is where we're from. And you have this is the reason why you have um brothers and sisters in the United States and oh man, I don't want to go to Africa. Ain't nothing in Africa. That's their mentality. That's what the Gentiles has preached, shown in order to keep you out of it. But they're over there on the sandy beaches, getting their toes rubbed, getting a suntan, blood pressure just dropping by the minute. That's what they doing. But what are we doing? Come on now. I mean, we need to really scrutinize what we talk about and how we talk about. I mean, mm, the power of the tongue, the power of the tongue. Either you can say, you know, we have corruption. Um, let's make sure that we stay within the boundaries of the laws. That's it.
Li- yep, life and death are in the tongue, and those that love the fruit shall eat thereof. Basically, you will reap the words that you sow.
Yes, but my encouragement is this, brothers, and I encourage any brothers and sisters that if they want to come to Tanzania, get in contact with me. Oh no, yeah, we can link up. We can, find somewhere to go or whatever, and then we hook up with some other. There's the waters. They're here. There's another couple that's here, and I forgot their name, but they're here also. I mean, there's a lot of things that you can do to enjoy yourself. I'm not here to. We're not here just to nitpick and complain about the politics here. I could have stayed in the United States to do all that, you know. But we just, my encouragement, just be more positive. No matter where you're located on this continent, be positive. Have you had a bad experience and things of that nature? Scrutinize your bad experience. Scrutinize it and ask yourself, well, there's something I could have done differently myself because there's corruption all over this planet. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. And now, and moving on to another topic, I just wanted to speak about that because I know that it can leave a bad taste in some of the brothers and sisters' mouth when it comes to brothers and sisters here on the continent, those that want to make plans to come to Africa. I do not discourage it. I do not. I encourage it to come. You know, get your feel of the place where you are from. See brothers and sisters that look like you and some of your relatives at that now. This is where it's at. This is where it's at. It's not, always doom and gloom. You know, I mean, you go out, when you go on a vacation, you want to visit those nice, decent areas and things of that nature. All right, so be it. Do just that. If you want to go through a not so good looking neighborhood, do that and do it with caution. You do the same. You take the same type of precaution that you go through in a so-called good neighborhood. You have the same precaution. But the most important thing that we should be doing for our brothers and sisters, that we trying to encourage brothers and sisters to come to Africa to do business, is to keep certain talk out of your mouth. When it comes to Africa, if it's not advantageous for it, if it's not encouraging, leave it alone. Leave it alone. And so, I mean, but regardless, you still gonna have brothers and sisters get online and complain about what they don't like. It's going to be that way. It's going to be that way. But as for Quest United Africa, we done took blows. We seen the good, the bad, and the ugly. But yet and still we press on. We press on. I would do the same thing if I was back in Chicago. Press on. Move on. The dirty politics is going to be there the next day and the day after that. That's the way it's going to be. Mm-mm. But I mean, when I when you're looking at it as a nation, and you said it, Garth, when it was Caleb and uh, Caleb and Joshua, they went out to spy on the land, and it was 12 of them, and all 10 looked down. They looked at it very badly because they were talking about the giants. Joshua and Caleb, they was looking at the Most High. They were saying, "No, we can take the land." Because they had the faith in the Most High. They wasn't looking at the corruption of the land, that is, the giants. They were not. They knew who the Most High is. They knew who He was. They knew what He can do. And that's the reason why they came in and said, "No, we can take the land." Other ones saying, "Man, look, we look like grasshoppers to those people." That's what they were saying. Joshua was like, "And your point being," he said, "do you not know who our Elohim is?" That's what he was saying. Him and Jonathan. Caleb. I'm sorry, Caleb. So the same applies to us today. It just look, they giants in the political arena. Yes, they are. But I'm not gonna sit up here and cut short the Most High's hands. I'm not built that way. I leave it in His hands to do. He knows exactly what needs to be done. He knows. Man, please. The Most High knows exactly what He's doing and how things are going to be done, how things are going to play itself out. Let's not be like those 10 spies. You have a problem here, and you move over to here, over to there. You're not going to outscape that. You're not. You're not going to outscape it. Until the Most High said it is enough, that's when it's going to be done. That's when it's going to be done. And also on a different point, I know what was it about 2 weeks ago, and I know this is something that we don't too much touch. Well, no, you know what? No. I think it's best to do that some other time. But looking at what we're up against nowadays, and we're seeing a lot of brothers and sisters speaking up boldly. Have you been following some of these brothers on their channels and the sisters on their channels? They've been speaking very, very boldly. And my encouragement to the brothers and sisters is to watch that. Pay attention to these brothers and sisters as to their boldness. They're not being bold just because of their own doings. That could be the Most High. And getting His people ready emotionally, physically, and spiritually, waking them up, shaking them out of their slumber. When these brothers, they get there and they start speaking, and some of these brothers, when they start opening up information, they start laying this information down. Man, you have who is that sister? What's her name? Gates of Holder. Is it Hilda or Holder? That sister, she goes in on them. it would appear to me that she get into some deep research.
Gates of Holda.
Holder, alrighty.
Yeah.
Yeah, she gets into research. Dante is another one. He's if he can't get into the research, he ain't gonna do it. Jacob is another one. He gets into the research. Um, ben, Benaiah Israel, he's another. That brother, he gets into it. So my point of saying it is, when you start seeing these brothers and sisters uh, stand up and they're getting bold with it, pay attention to your timing, pay attention to your surroundings, because that spirit that those brothers and sisters are pushing out, it's a good spirit, but the world will recognize it too. The world is going to recognize that spirit that Judah is pushing out. And I will say this to the brothers and sisters: be on the watch. Keep your head on the swivel. You don't know how they would react with all of the encouragement, with the research that they're finding. That's what I'm talking about. And at the same time, I'm noticing that, what did they call it? What did they call that thing? The reparations seem like it's back on the books. And how they play with that stuff, that's gonna be their business. And me myself, I would not lose sleep over it. I would not. I would not lose sleep over it, because the Most High said it's going to happen. Okay, and you keep it moving. But you got these ones that's fighting tooth and nail, and I hope they're not fighting for that dollar. And I mean, and they get to that point like, man, look at the dollar ain't no good. Pay these people their money with that dollar. And I just hope that the brothers and sisters really truly just wake up to their monkey wrench in the game that they're trying to pull. Wake up to their monkey wrench. And we have a lot to contend with. It is all because you are Israel. Now you're telling the world you're not black. You're telling the world I am a Israelite, blood, descendant. Why do people get upset when they hear that? You got to ask yourself that question. When people, even your own family members, they get upset. They call you crazy. But that's the mechanism of Satan's system. He got that system set up that way. But the Most High allowed it. He said it was going to be enmity between a woman seed and his seed. And hey, we're right there right now. I mean, because at the same time, we got to remember what the scripture said. Satan has misled the entire inhabited earth. So, and that would include our family members. They've been misled. The Most High, he let that be known. They have been misled. So when the Most High wakes them up, all right, they woke, they see them exactly what they need to do and how they need to do it. Because it's going to be either or. The world is going to show us how they really truly feel about us. And they're doing it already. They are doing that already. They're showing themselves. how much love they have for you. And this is the sad thing about it though, is this. They're not going to jump over Yasharel and think they will be a part of this tree and gain life. It just ain't gonna work that way. The Most High said it. You're not going to brag against this tree or the branches. It's the root of Israel that support this tree. So who are you to step in and thinking that you are going to look down on this sister or this brother, this child for that? Let's go with the child. You can't even overlook this child. You go show some respect. And see, this is one thing the world has never done. They never showed respect to Israel. Never. And they're showing their disdain towards us. They showed their hatred. They showed everything about themselves that is a negative towards us, to which they fell upon the judgment. Now, the Most High say he will judge these nations. And the things that's happening now, they call it global warming now. That's what they call it. An earthquake come, oh, this is due to global warming. Yeah, okay. When I say Satan is fighting against, he's literally fighting against the Most High when he said he's going to judge each nation. He said you're talking about earthquakes in one place after another. He told you what he's going to do. So if there's an earthquake, Satan has his people, all right, put it on the news, global warming causes earthquake, and they do his bidding. But the Most High already said, this is what I'm going to cause. Natural disasters popping up all over this planet. That's what he said. And we know exactly that. We know that the Most High cannot lie. It is absolutely impossible. He cannot do it. He cannot do it. And it's something else. It is absolutely something else to see and to witness this awakening. Because our awakening now has, I would say, has gotten stronger. If you want to compare it to the last, what is this, 2024? If we just go back 4 years from now, go back 4 years. Look at your feed on your phone and see how many connections you have with Israelite brothers. You will be kind of shocked if you just go step back and go look at a lot of things. You're seeing these brothers and sisters waking up, and even for the ones that still calling themselves Christians, they're recognizing that the individuals in the Bible were of color. That's what they're recognizing. And they literally getting into it. You have a whole lot of churches now, black churches. They do not put up no white Jesus. They do not. They shun away from that. And let's just call it a slight awakening. Call it a slight. I'd rather have a slight than nothing at all. And at the same time, you got to get over. I would say these preachers that's going to these schools to get their little certificate to say they went to seminary school to get this and do that. That don't mean a hill of beans when you're being taught by the Most High. He said, ask me and I will teach you. But they go to school and they taught them a lie. And I'm quite sure all of you all know They was taught, hey, Israel is done away with. The laws don't matter no more. But they, like I said yesterday, they go feel, the world is going to feel the adverse reactions of preaching that the Most High laws are done away with. They go feel it. That's what the Most High calls a great tribulation. Since these laws are done away with, here you go. We suffered with it. Ours started in 70 CE, but it got stronger. It got stronger when it got down to that generation of that 400-year prophecy. It got stronger. It did, until that last day of that 400 years approached and was ended. Now, the Most High turns his attention to his people and to nations, and especially the one that's supposed to be ruling as a world power. He turned his attention to them. And this is where we're at right now. When I say that the Most High loves his brothers and sisters, it is absolutely a necessity that you love your brothers and sisters. If you do not love your brothers and sisters, you may not have life. He loves, and we may, we may see some brothers and sisters that's ratchet. It was already prophesied that they was going to be this way. The Most High said, you will be downtrodden. You will be a spectacle to other people. And we are. We do some things that'll blow our mind. But the Most High said that we will experience that. And we did. We did. We experienced it. Yes, we did. We did. Horrific stuff that we have gotten into. Some things the world don't even like. Wait a minute, hold on. You going down a road. I don't want to go down that road. But we have. And a lot of our brothers and sisters seen their wrongs. They repented, turned around, and started doing the work of the Most High. But they can speak about some of the things that they have done. You talking about brothers who deleted other brothers, may have been thieves. I mean, there's a list of everything that our people have gotten into. But let's not get it twisted now. And that is not to say that the world is are saints. No, they're not. They're not. They just haven't been downtrodden like we have. But trust and believe, they gets into things. They gets into some things just as much as Israel. Because, our forefathers wanted to be like the nations. And the Most High said, all right, here you go. But you go be a part of the nation, but trust and believe, you will not know who you are. You will not know who you are when you are part of that nation. Because the Most High, he had to discipline us. We had to get whooped, as they say. We had to. Because where you brothers and sisters are about to go, ooh, we cannot even imagine it. We can't imagine it. Now, truthfully, how many of you brothers and sisters ever thought about seeing your deceased brother or sister or mother, father, or grandparent And I'm gonna just throw an example out there. Let's just say the fathers. Um, with some of you brothers and sisters, if you lost your father who fell asleep in death, you can still hear your father's voice. You can pretty much um, know when your father is walking inside the house, coming home from work. A lot of you brothers and sisters can do that. I know for a fact you can imagine it. Whether it's your father, your mother, or your brother, your sister, they left a spirit upon you that you could recognize without seeing them who walked through the door. But when they fell asleep in death, that's a blow. That is a blow. It's as if your tears will not stop. It's like that hurt. You can't explain that. And that's one thing that we're just not used to. We're not used to death. I don't care how much you talk about it. Death was not part of the Most High's plans. It was not. His plans was for Adam and Eve to be obedient, but he gave them free will. Hence, this is what we have right now, and we have to go through it. But the day is going to come. I mean, Yahushua proved it. He showed us. He went in, who was it? Tabitha, the little girl. She fell asleep in death. He went in a room and told her to get up. He told Lazarus the same thing. Even now, Lazarus has been dead for a couple of days. Even his sister complained, hey, she was like, surely by now he should be, his body should be stinking. And if you all, I mean, I don't know if you brothers and sisters ever, I did twice. A decomposed body is not, that's one smell you do not want to have in your head. It is not nothing. Oh, oh no. Ooh, no.
Couldn't imagine.
So yeah, it's something else. So, but Yahushua told him, come on out. Why do you think he told Lazarus to come out? It wasn't just he was just doing something just to blow everybody's mind. He rose him from the dead. One, for the glorification of Yahuwah, his father. That was first and foremost. And to prove to Israel, the day is going to come where he's going to resurrect all his people. That's what the Most High said. That's what Yahushua said, also stated. It's going to happen. They gave you the proof in order for us to look forward to those days when your family members are coming back. Now, you think you shed tears when they was lifeless? You think you shed tears? I want to see you brothers and sisters. When you seeing your fathers and your mothers, grandmothers, brothers and sisters, and for you wives, your babies. Imagine this now. The Most High has gathered all of us and put us back in our place, our home. You, your husband, y'all just fumbling around trying to straighten out your house. You're trying to get things together. You're feeling good. You just witnessed a major event of Yah's power of moving his people from the four corners of the earth. The world witnessed this, and you still on that high. You still on that high. I mean, you and your husband, you all, you still ecstatic. You're happy to be around your other brothers and sisters, or let's just say your next of kin, and you fumbling around the house and things of that nature. You all straightening up. Both of you got smiles on your face, and y'all hear a baby crying in the bedroom. And you look at one another, my baby. I mean, what? And y'all just slowly creep into the room. And you come to see a baby in there crying, and that's the child that you lost. That's that resurrection. That the tears at the point of a mother and father losing a child, it's gonna be meaningless when that child is back in your arm, when there's a strong possibility of never dying at all, ever again. That right there is the tears. That no, I don't even think that we can imagine that right now. But those are tears that you will be shedding. You want to shed those tears. I mean, tears of joy to see our families, our loved ones again. Ooh, that's gonna be something else. But my encouragement, as we see these days, I mean, I know it's rough out there, brothers and sisters, but these are the things that we should be thinking about. These are the things that build up our faith in the Most High. He said He's going to raise His people back up. Those that fell away in sleep, fell asleep in death, will live again. And you all know it is absolutely impossible for the Most High to lie. This is the opportunity that we all have in front of us right now. But we must maintain our faith, our endurance, our love for the Most High and for His people. For His people. Dangerous times, and people doing what they doing. That little stuff they had on it, they call it a debate, whatever. I call it I call it nonsense. They claim that Trump got 37% and Kamala Harris has 60-some percent. See, that's a nudge to Trump supporters. Go ahead, bro.
I was about to say I couldn't really talk about it because I didn't even honestly, truthfully, I had no idea there was a debate last night.
Bro, I didn't either. I just called it. I just called it when I got it when I turned my computer on. I said, what are they talking about? I'm just trying to, I just caught the what's the word? I just caught the highlights. That's it. Maybe I know. I just know you didn't think I was gonna sit there and listen to them, and neither one of them is serving a purpose for me.
Something about eating dogs or, pets and whatnot. I heard. I don't know. I don't know. A lot of nonsense and propaganda. That's what I heard.
Yeah, yeah, and then however they get down, they will get down. And that's all I'm seeing. But I'm gonna say this though. You're seeing what's his name? Biden, when he was always in front of the cameras. And everybody looked at him as a weak man. Now you got two, now he fell off the scene. Now here come two other ones, Trump and Harris. You're in the same predicament. That was more so of a mockery of themselves. That's what it was. It was a mockery. And the world is looking at that. They're looking at that. Are you for real? Are y'all joking? You joking me? That's what the world's seeing. And when the world sees something like that, they tend to look down upon you. Yeah, you're right. Heckle and Jekyll. Yeah, that's what it was. Exactly what it was. And however they want to spin that nonsense, they go. I mean, I don't know, but they literally must be upon a delusion rather, um, delusional mindset. Because I mean, neither. It don't make sense me going down that road because they're not serving a purpose for me, and I don't give them. I do not authorize any type of power to be given to them from me. The Most High said, His system is no part of this world. You notice on that immense image, the gold, the silver, the bronze, the copper, and all that lead, the iron, and then the clay mixed with iron. You did not see Israel nowhere on that image. Nowhere. Nowhere on that image. Because it is not part of this system. One day we will be absolute separated. That system will be there. We gonna have our system. Because eventually, after the 1,000 years, they're going to come back and do their last attack on Israel. That's scripture. They're going to do that. But I tell you, we have some wonderful days in front of us. We do. We have some very wonderful days in front of us. And let's just stay focused and let us, work together, come together.
Reason
I'm sorry, say it again, brother.
reason with one another.
Oh yeah, we gonna have to always reason with one another. I mean, no matter how you look at it, we all have different personalities and things of that nature. And sometimes, like the Most High said, sometimes you just got to let yourself be wrong. You may have a person who just, he may be that person that just want to be right about everything. I let them be right, but usually when I'm dealing with a person that know everything, I let them be. I don't too much socialize. I do not offer no point or nothing because I pretty much know how that person is going to behave, and so that's just my take on how I deal with know-it-alls that don't know nothing. They don't know nothing, and so if it means maintaining peace, moving that way, maintain peace, and we keep it moving.
That's
But
the thing you like to always say.
Mhm. What'd you say?
I said the thing that you always like to say: deal with your brother and sister according to
According to knowledge, I tell you.
knowledge.
According to knowledge, I tell you, man. And it would save a whole lot of arguments and stress and things. Um, some of your brothers and sisters can be, and it's all about learning how to circumvent them so that you don't get upset and
Yeah.
they don't get upset. It's just, that's the way you got it. You got to go with it. That's how you maintain your peace. But the moment you step out of step out of line, oh no, things can go hectic from 1 to 100 at the drop of a dime. That's one thing you can do.
Yeah, and
But
I noticed that
Hmm.
Each level you go, that always has to be something that you take with you, and you know, just I feel like the Most High has people in your life, just so you could be able to humble yourself and work on that. Just from my experience, that there's always that one person that where you think you've arrived and you're this, you know, pious person, and you can't, you don't come out of pocket, or you don't get in your flesh. There's always a person that always shows you or proves you or gives you an example of who you are, or who you think you are. But it's always an exhortation, and we just keep on moving and try to refine ourselves to be better.
Exactly, and that's what we should be striving to do, is to be better. Um, we know where we're coming from, and we know where we're coming out of, and and I would say this also: don't be quick to judge your brothers. Um, um,
That one too.
because I was only reason I say that, man, because I seen I had a very good friend, and we always got together. Um, and we would just walk up and down the streets, and in Chicago on the west side, up and down Roosevelt. We just walk up and down the street talking and laughing and cracking jokes. And very good friend. But one day we was no, I better not tell you. Well, I'm gonna go. No, I bet not. I'm gonna just say it this way. Some of our brothers and sisters went through some horrific,
Yeah.
um, had some horrific ordeals. Yes, yes, and a lot of their issues come from their past. Um, mm, I'm gonna push it towards sisters because it seems like there was a lot more sisters that this happened to, in between the ages of 7 and 9 years old, and it left some major scars until some sisters, they didn't know how to cope with it, which led them down um, a very dark road, a very dark road. So, but they trying to figure out how can they cope with this, and things of that nature. Then you have individuals that have, that went through this event. They turn to the bottle, and then people like, you need to stop drinking. That's easier said than done. When you got something in your head that happened to you that you trying to get out of your head. You don't want those thoughts in your head no more. That's the whole purpose of what they drink. I'm just saying it from a person or persons that I have talked with, that I have sat down and talked with. This is what they said. They want to get the image out their head. And they can't. And they said the only way it may help a little bit is when they drunk. So this is one of the reasons why I said, don't judge your brothers. Only thing you can do is help them, encourage them, because if you get into their life, you will find out, oh, now I understand. Not saying that you condoning the abuse of alcohol, but when you um, understand these sisters' plight through life, man, please. And there are some sisters, they recognize that. Yeah, I know it. They know they have an issue. They have a problem. because they want to get that experience outside of their head as if it never happened. And unfortunately, some of these incidents with these sisters led some of our sisters to self-delete because they just could not deal with it. It was abnormal what individuals did to sisters. Don't judge them. And I know the scriptures say, about this, about suicide. Uh, leave judging the judgment hands, leave those on the Most High. He know exactly how to deal with it. He knows exactly how to deal with it. We just look at what we see outside. The Most High look straight deep. He look at the heart. He look at the kidneys. He knows exactly who he is dealing with. That's it. That's one thing that can hold back from a relationship with the Most High. We're always judgmental. And and you want to talk about judgmental. Oh, and brothers and sisters, I gotta go back down memory lane. The '90s when they started bringing in those court shows, Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown, Judge this, Judge that. You had a judge for everything. I'm serious. And the shows, some of the things that people would come on there and try to sue about, you'd be like, are you for real? And but you listen to this person here and they saying so and so, so and so, so and so this, and then other person you find yourself sitting there being entertained, and then you trying to make a judgment on, well, who's lying and who go get who go win the case. That's judging. That's how the world got us involved in judging. Hashatan knows exactly how serious judging someone is to the Most High. So he had to bring it to the TV. He had to bring it to the TV in order to entertain us with it. Now we
Desensitize
got
us to one another's
yeah,
plight.
exactly. And so now we got to, we have to, yeah, you're right, sister, Kathy. Yeah, that maternity thing. Oh man, girl,
Yeah,
please.
that's I literally was
Um,
about to say that's where it's literally the worst, honestly. The whole thing
and who did,
about
and who
who's the
they have, and who
father,
do they have
who's
up
the
there the
mom.
most?
Us. That's what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Literally, even as a young child, all that baby mama drama and all the who's the father, my baby daddy, all that was, all that was given to us as a child early on. I mean, the days when I wasn't at home and it was on the TV, I mean, I wouldn't even say I so much saw like my mom or dad watching it. I just was, and I was just curious because I was, at home and had the TV and it was on TV, or I would be, with my grandmother and, she'd be in another room and it'd be on the TV, or she may innocently have it on the TV. It's not like my parents or I could remember anyone who was like, "Oh, I love Mari," but they knew of it and had it sometimes on the television. And
Mhm.
enough times where you see it, where it programs you to say, "Oh, so black people have baby mamas," you
Hmm.
know, things.
Yeah.
It's
But they
that
did.
easy.
But they went worse on that though.
Yeah.
They told the world, see, black women are prostitutes.
Yep.
See,
That's literally as easy.
she don't even know who the daddy is.
Jerry Springer.
Oh, notorious with it. Notorious.
Those are some of the first
But
images of our people, unfortunately, because
mhm.
if you really think about it, I mean, hey, we were in the city when I was like maybe five. I mean, up until I was like 10, maybe. No, up until I was like 7 or 8, we were in Brooklyn and in the city, and urban areas, quote unquote, and maybe I was too young to understand or see it, and maybe my grandmother or who was with me most of the time because my parents were working hid it from me or like explained it a different way. But I do remember my dad almost getting like robbed in that building, coming home from work. But even still, like I didn't really get those images until like TV.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, that's when everything, that stuff was it was hidden then. But then, but when you step back and you think about it, um, I mean, you still got those court shows down to this day. They kind of brush them up, trying to make like, they still pretty much the same, but kind of, um, I'm gonna tell you they don't clown like they used to clown back in the '90s. I mean, and then the sad thing about it is, see, one lady was trying to sue me over some money, and I was like, "Girl, are you joking me?" And had these producers call me and ask me, "Am I willing to come?" I was like,
What for real,
"Dude,
bro?
man, let me tell you something.
Brother Mike, for real?
Yes,
Oh my
yes,
god! Oh,
yes." Oh, and they go tell me, "We're willing to pay you $500 to come on." I like,
willing to pay you
Ninja,
$500 so you
right?
can pay it back to the person that you owe money.
And I'm like, Ninja, don't call me with that dumb stuff. I'm serious. Don't call. Are you? Man, I hung up the phone. I could not believe I got a phone call like that. And I'm saying to this lady, dude, are you joking me? Now, granted, now I did owe her some money, but I always paid this lady every week five, $500 to $800 a week for watching my son. And then I think it was a couple of days I missed. Man, I got a phone call, and I'm like, "Are you joking?" Man, I told the lady, "Look here, lose my number. Here go your money. I don't play games like that. If you got a problem, call me." 2 days, I was behind. I was running behind, and I forget, man. I forget to pay people. I tell people, man, don't look here. Call me if I owe you some money. Trust and believe. I'm not gonna take offense to it, and I don't. But I tried to make it my aim to pay people. But when I run in my business, man, I was here and there, here and there, here and there. I was all over the place. And people were like, "Hey, Mike, you still set up for Friday?" And they text me, boom, I know. All right, he reminded me, I gotta pay him. you know, there was no hurt, there was no harm done with that. But man, when I got a phone call talking about, am I willing to show up on this particular show and get paid for? And then the sad thing about it is this, bro. When you was looking at, let me see, who was this other show? Maury. Now, you notice that all the people on those shows always loud, obnoxious.
Yeah.
They get paid to do that.
Mhm.
They get paid to like get rowdy. Like they got the security guards up there. Like these people are uncontrollable. It was a complete mockery
Yes, it is. It really is.
of more so of us. That's what it was. And so the Most High let that go. He let it. He let that go ahead and play itself on out. You had one sister on there. I think she been on that show like 12 times,
Oh,
trying to figure out who the baby daddy is. Now the thing about it is, I mean, I was like, well, let me post something to her on this one. One, if you're doing this for money, that's not a good look. You coming in here with 12 different guys, and all the world is saying, see, I told you, black women ain't nothing but prostitutes. That's what the world is trying to insinuate. Yeah, it was a sister. Yeah, it was a sister that did that. That called and talking about she want to sue me on TV. Man, I like okay, you won't see me on Dateline. That's just my take on it. But I tell you,
Hopefully, it won't be one of those people on like the 5 o'clock news, bro. Might literally just be like they literally pick what literally the craziest, most wildest of us to relay news and just like make a spectacle of ourselves. You're saying it
right?
wouldn't be one of those people? No, I'm just joking. But I
Oh
totally
man,
understand
please,
what you're saying.
you know.
Uh,
But I mean, see, but this is, and I mean, if that was the case, it would seem like, man, I tell you the truth, that it would have been, you know, more money for her, more so. I'm like, dude, I'm not coming on no show, and don't ever call my phone over some dumb stuff like this. And I wasn't playing. And then I, called her. I'm like, dude, are you joking me? Man, I think that was a time because I was on my way home. I made a U-turn, and when I took care of her, I said, lose my number. I'm paying you $500 to $800 a week to watch my son for a couple of hours, and you get down like this, man. Please,
it's a red flag.
yes, but I mean, this is what happens. I mean, you're dealing with your people, and at that particular time, I was not awakened then. I still was a devout Christian, a Jehovah's Witness, and but I mean that judgment era, we was most definitely up in it, and people got on TV and they put. I knew another guy. He worked in the building I lived in, and he was a security guard. And I see him on TV with his father, and he was claiming he was he was on one of those paternity thing. He was on Maury, matter of fact. And I like, dude. And I just see, and something because somebody told me that he was on the show. And I like, for real. And so they went through and showed it, and I was like, I'm looking at him. Him and his father, man, and he looked just like his father, but he was up there against some other girl. The girl claimed that was his baby. Him and his father, man, I was like, boy, I was like, man, I went in them. I seen him after I seen that show. I mean, with a recording of it, went back down like, bruh, you went on TV doing all that, bruh. He said, man, let me tell you something, man. They paid us to do that. They
Like you
paid
didn't
us to like, say it again for me.
like you couldn't recognize him, like he was a completely different person.
Yeah, I mean, he was like a low key brother. I mean, that's how I seen him, man. And I'm like, bruh,
Is
you
it
and your
is it
father was
like
on
when
team.
is it like when you said to me, "Hey man, brother God, that's not your voice."
Huh, man. And you
You
know
said,
what? You're right. Because he was man, I mean, he was let me see. I'm trying to it's as if him and his father was talking at the same time to this woman. He said, that ain't my grandson, that ain't my son, that's not my son's child, and all that. And they was doing it like two women. I like, bruh, all you gotta do is go get you a paternity test. Why did you go on the show? Hey man, Mike, I mean, they paid us, man. They paid us, and hey, and they paid us to. They say, hey, you got to make it lively, you know, and make it lively. And our people, they fell for it. They fell for it, and I mean, I tell you, on those shows, I did not like them. I did not like them at all. I did not because I seen a bigger picture of what they was truthfully insinuating. That's what um, you know, that's where I took it.
That's literally most of their the nation's reference points for what a black person is. Those daytime talk shows, because most of them don't even really have to deal with us or get to know us. That's also a part of privilege, not really getting to know who we are because we're so low at the bottom that the system has made it so that they don't really have to get to know us or respect us in order to you know move ahead or to get ahead in life. And the system shows you who that you need to respect, but that's changing. It's funny how that's all changing, literally.
Hmm. And man, I mean, when y'all get a chance, I mean, you just, I mean, if you just got free time, go in there and Google it. Find out how much they made off of those shows. Maury and what was the other guy's name?
Jerry
All
Springer.
Jerry
He's the worst.
Springer.
He's the worst one.
Go in there and see how much money they made. Millions, but
Billions, actually.
um,
I know Jerry
paid
Springer.
$500 for the act a fool. I mean, I ain't gonna say act a fool. To show out for $500, and your face is glued onto a film. Now that was the '90s. So now they were back in the '90s. So they was in like their '20s. So they got to be like in their '50s or mid '50s now. Now you go back and you look at that stuff what you did back then. Those kids are grown now. Mama, you mean to tell me you've been on this show 12 times? And you trying to figure out who the daddy was? 12 dudes? I
Yikes.
mean, yeah, yikes. I mean, shucks.
And that's what I say. That's what I say is when there's nothing you could literally. I say that when there's nothing you could actually say to make the situation any better. It's like, I can't like wrap that in a bow. It is what it is.
Right. And that's that part of being trampled. The nations, the brothers and sisters did not own those shows, but Gentiles did. They trampled them. They trampled them. Yes, they did. They trampled our people, and our people allowed them to do it for the love of money. They weren't thinking about dignity. No, they didn't. They was not thinking about that at all. And and you have the same situation that you have here in Africa. It's just in a different way. They don't have those shows and that, but they do it in a different way.
If anything, what I've been reading on the news and just hearing your experiences, brother Mike, it seems way more sinister in Africa because they've been doing it for so long.
Mm. You know what? I hope that's not the case with that sister. She got 10 million to do that to Hebrews. Um, the scripture said, "My people are destroyed due to a lack of knowledge."
But it's funny now.
And
The Most High is using her to uh to go against those people because I mean I haven't really been paying attention, but in our spaces she's been debating those folk, not to get veer off of topic, but she has been being used to bring out that truth furiously more than ever. So she ultimately will have to make her choice because now she's being used to discredit those same people because the those people who
but didn't they demonetize her channel or something? I mean, I
yeah.
think I heard something like that. All right.
And I also heard that she got kicked off of one of those shows
She got
with
what?
she got kicked off of the what was it, the Daily News podcast or the Daily News. She had a show
Mm-hmm.
because she was literally speaking out against that truth, asking the questions that you're not allowed to ask, and then they
Yeah.
didn't like
Okay.
it. And
Well, how
then
that go?
and then I think she just took it upon herself to do this debate with this gentleman. And he made her look she made him look foolish. And you know
Mm.
it people
Wait a
are
minute. He
talking
made
about.
her look foolish.
No, she made him look foolish because she was using scripture, and he was all
All
in his
right.
feelings. He was in his feelings. He was he was really getting irate with her, just really not dealing with what she was saying, just using all the tropes and all the words to make her, to ostracize her and to make her, basically to ad hominem her and call her names and not deal with the information like as always. But
So let me ask you something. So I mean, is this individual that you're talking about? Is he a Rev 29
yeah, he's
or 39?
one of their what yeah,
Okay.
yeah, he
Oh,
was one yeah, he was with he's one of those, the leaders, what they used to call, in the
okay.
you know, in those, what they call themselves. It starts with an R, and it's,
Hmm.
they think, they're the leader of that,
All right. All
institution.
right. Yeah.
So yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to
You
paint
know,
it without even
you know
saying
what?
it from like
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say this, man. I mean, when you get around your brothers and sisters and you see a lot of the stuff that they do, you're like, wait a minute, they doing some stuff that's in the Bible, and they don't even recognize it. They still doing some of the thing that was still outlined in the Bible. Now, and if you go in and you read in the scriptures, the majority of Yah's people, they wore a lot of linen. Linen was the material for the Israelites. That was their choice of clothing material. So how did they go from linen they had a white outfit, black suit? Brother Gar, you hear me?
yeah, yeah, I hear you.
And oh, I thought this thing went out on me. They got black suits. You don't see their women like the brothers sisters here. When they get ready to step into their own house, they take their shoes off.
Yeah.
They lay the shoes on at the step, and they know it coming. They can do the same thing at a business. They take their shoes off, and then they go inside the business. The
That's
only thing they do not do is they don't do that at a restaurant. Huh?
no, because you talk about taking your shoes off. Literally, my parents, people, my family, they just be like, "You better take your shoes off in this house." I mean, it's funny. Everywhere else, really. I mean, when I'm
Hmm.
in my gentle friend's house, they look at me weird when I took my shoes off. But that was the rule in my house. You couldn't like walk in the house with your sneakers or anything
Now,
like that.
now, brother Ivan, you're correct.
Oh,
Linen boosts your natural frequency. That's one thing. That's one of the benefits of linen. There's a whole lot of benefits to it because you have the oil that come out of the flower. What's the name of that oil, man? I always forget the name of that oil. Um,
aloe vera.
no, not aloe vera. No. Um, what's the name of that oil? It's an oil that they get out of that flower, and then they go ahead and they proceed to make materials. It's a flower. That material is linen is from a flower, and that's where you get the material from, and it's expensive. And the fibers. When I was about almost a month ago, when I was speaking with the sisters as to um, doing hair braiding with linen fibers, because there are a lot of benefits to it for the hair. And so, I mean, you doing braids. All you got to do is intertwine the fibers into your hair, and it's going to build up your hair.
Mm.
They have linen sheets. They have
Healthy Jones says,
frankincense.
frankincense.
I know frankincense, but frankincense that's more on the perfume side. This one here, it's an oil that comes out of that flower. Um, let me see. Mm, I gotta look it back up. I be going a brain fog. But there's an oil that is good for your hair and it's good for your fingernails. I mean, if you take it, yeah, your fingernails, and your fingernails and your hair is going to like grow like crazy. Um, Flaxseed oil, that's the name of it. Who is it? Cal. Not linseed, but when you said oil, seed, flaxseed oil, that's what it is. And that's where it comes from, that plant. And it's like $20 a bottle. It's kind of a heavy oil, but it's good. It's good for you, and that's what comes from that plant. So it's like oil, and then um, you process the flour into material, and then you make what you go make out of it. Is clothing or bed sheets or curtains. And the more you wash it, the softer it becomes. But like the brother said, there's a lot of healing properties in in that material, and it leads right back to what the Most High said. The leaves are for the healing of the nation. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I know it's expensive, but at the same time, that can be also a business opportunity. If you grow the flowers, or somebody growing the flower, you buy that crop of flowers and you have it get it processed. You take the oil, take the oil out the flowers, and process that oil, and then you still have um, the rest of it to make material out of. But that will be a very nice business to be in. Is linen fiber material. I mean, and there's so many different things you can do and look into, but um, linen fiber, yes. Because I look forward to getting into that eventually, in the very near future. Start off with something small and thing, but when it comes down to braiding that into the hair, with these young sisters here, no, I'm planning on um, getting some linen fiber and see, and just intertwine it with their hair and just let them see what this linen fiber can do for their hair, so they can get away from this process stuff. There's one sister right now with a sore right on top of her head from the braids,
Yeah.
big old sore. And I'm like, no, I said, you need to go ahead and take care of that one. But I said, but you don't put these braids in your hair. Let your hair let this heal up first. But they go with these, just as much in the United States, they go with these chemicals. And these chemicals are doing damage to our sister's hair. And that's where we are at. But mm, um, well, brothers and sisters, it's about that time. We've been here, ooh, hour and
An
30
hour and
some
a half.
minutes.
It doesn't feel
Yeah,
like.
yeah. And for you brothers and sisters, can you please give us a thumbs up? And
Like, share, comment, and subscribe, family. Thank you.
and hope to see speak with you brothers now tomorrow. We'll have, what is it, the Family Feud. Who's supposed to take the lead on that one
We have to talk
tomorrow?
about that, but that's
All righty.
Friday actually, brother Mike, because today is Wednesday.
I thought the day was Thursday.
Now today's Wednesday.
Dude, man, I'm up here thinking today Thursday, man. Good gracious.
Well,
Mm,
honestly, you are already pretty much on the way to Thursday. It's like what, Thursday and 4 hours there. So, I mean, you're not wrong.
man, ain't that
Well,
something?
it's Wednesday
And
here.
you gonna tell me
I mean,
today
it's Wednesday.
today was Wednesday.
Today's
Well,
Wednesday.
it gets that way, man. You're right here trying to get things
Yeah.
together and things of that nature, man. I be losing all type of times. It is
Yep.
what it is. Uh, but you brothers and sisters, be safe out there. Um, it's getting it's getting a little bit it's getting a lot more dangerous now. Tempers are flaring. What is this? September, October is around the corner. Whoo! Just be careful. Be prayerful. Um, pray for your brothers and sisters. Um, keep your head on the swivel. It's about to get real. It's about to get a whole lot realer than we have never seen before. The Most High said He's going to throw these nations into great tribulation. We went through ours. Now they're about to have their tribulation, great tribulation. And we don't know what that's going to look like. The only thing we need to do is not necessarily prepare, but prepare spiritually, mentally, and physically, and relying upon the Most High. That's what we should be doing each and every day. I hand it back to you, Brother Garth.
All right, everyone. We will see you tomorrow at the same time. And happy birthday to Minnie Keita. And thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your day.